Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bird's Nest Media. Today's game, the Philadelphia Eagles on this first of two Monday night matchups this season. The Eagles sit at 3-0 after winning two very ugly games to start off the season. One in New England against the Patriots, against a team that was coached by Bill Belichick, and the Eagles held on for dear life at the end, but were able to come away with the victory, and then turned around on a short week and took on the Minnesota Vikings, where again, thanks to significant Vikings mistakes, including 4 fumbles in the course of the game, the Eagles were able to come away with the victory on that short week. The Eagles are back in action today, looking to rise to 3-0, looking to be the only team that won this week in week 3 in the NFC East. In order to do that, they're going to have to face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay is also 2-0 to start the season, and they are looking to rise to 3-0 as well today, and also looking to be the only team that won in their division, the NFC South, after they defeated the Minnesota Vikings to start the season, and then the Chicago Bears last week. Only one team can win. Only one team will come away with a perfect 3-0 record. The other team will have to suffer their first loss of the season. Tonight's game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us here at Bird's Nest Media. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff, and we actually have some lists here to talk about. The inactive reports. So, for the Eagles, inactive, notable additions to this list are Quez Watkins and Boston Scott. Those guys are going to be inactive simply because of injury. That's what was reported earlier today. Additionally, Tanner McKee is going to be the emergency third quarterback. Mario Goodrich is listed as inactive. Moro Ojomo is listed as inactive, and Albert Okwuegbunam is also listed as inactive. So, all in all, we have 7 players who are inactive. Tyler Steen as well, offensive lineman Tyler Steen is listed as inactive. I forget if I mentioned him. But the Eagles have 7 players who are inactive today. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they actually have a couple of inactives. Their most notable inactive is Carlton Davis III. He is their starting corner. That is a huge loss for Tampa Bay. They are looking to not have that happen. But unfortunately, he is out. Servassier Dennis, linebacker. Deadrin Sanat is there as well. Deadrin, I hope I pronounced that right. Marquise Watts, Brandon Walton, Payne Durham, and Kalijah Cansey are all listed as inactive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this is both teams have 7 who are not on the active roster for today's game. So here we go. Appreciate you hanging out and joining us here tonight. You could literally be spending this game anywhere, but instead you're hanging out here, and I know I appreciate that. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel out. Really helps make sure that our content is able to get to you. Just this past week, we put out a really, really good interview with the producers of the Kelsey documentary, Don Argot and Sheena Joyce. Feel free to check that out. Please do so, and please also make sure that you check out the documentary, because the documentary was really, really good, and I cannot highly recommend it enough. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff at this point here. This game is being broadcast on ABC, so if you're doing a little bit of a watch along here, the game is being broadcast on ABC, not NBC or not ESPN. ESPN will have the later game. We'll have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the LA Chargers. When that game kicks off, we will certainly provide you with some updates here, because I do have that on my board off to the right hand side, or off to my right hand side of the screen here. So when that game gets underway, we'll keep you posted on that. But certainly our main focus as Philadelphia Eagles focused outlet is this game tonight. This is certainly a very important matchup. It is two 2-0 teams going at it, hoping to rise to 3-0. God forbid anything happens in terms of a tie. That would be problematic for everybody involved. Nobody wants a tie to round out this week here on either side. There we go. Jalen Hurts taking the field with all the other Eagles. The Eagles dressed in their away whites with their white pants. So they're taking the field now, getting everything situated, ready to go. The game is being played at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. So we are awaiting kickoff. They're doing the final little bit of warm-ups there. You can see the flag crew on the field getting ready to get things kicked off with the national anthem, getting ready to get things kicked off with with everything else. The last time that these two teams faced off against each other was in the 2021 wild card round. That's where the Eagles were dealt their playoff loss. It was the first of two playoff appearances by Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts that year. So those guys are certainly hoping to try to avoid that kind of embarrassment from that playoff game and hoping to come out on top. Significantly improved Jalen Hurts since that first round exit in the 2021 to 2022 NFL playoffs. They have the pirate ship going off as the Buccaneers take the field. Baker Mayfield is is the starting quarterback for the Buccaneers. We're just hanging out, and I appreciate you taking the time to join us here. So the Eagles' injuries. Boston Scott is undergoing concussion protocol, so he is out for the game. We discussed that earlier. And Quez Watkins is dealing with a hamstring injury, so he is also not playing tonight. So again, those were the injuries. When it came to folks who did not practice, Terrell Edmonds missed a couple of practices this week due to illness. Again, Quez Watkins spending time nursing the hamstring injury. Boston Scott going through concussion protocol. There were a few more limited participation in practices. Reed Blankenship and James Bradbury both dealing with the their lingering injuries, but they were limited in practice on Thursday. On Friday and Saturday, they were full participants in practice. Fletch was limited on Thursday, but he was back in full action on Friday. Zach Cunningham limited on Thursday. He was also limited on Friday, but he was back in full action. Jordan Davis was limited in action both Thursday and Friday as well. Kenny Gainwell was limited in action early in the week. Devontae Smith, Jack Stoll, Josh Sweat, those guys all dealing with lingering injuries, but ultimately by the end of the week, most of those guys were able to be full participants in practice. Really, again, it was just Boston Scott and Quez Watkins who were limited in any form by the end of the week, by Saturday. For Tampa Bay, those who are dealing with injuries, again, Servassier Dennis. He's their linebacker dealing with a hamstring injury. He's actually not listed as the starting linebacker by the Buccaneers, but he is listed as a linebacker. He's out, dealing with the hamstring injury. Kalijah Cansey was dealing with a calf injury. Carlton Davis, Cody Mock. I'm sorry. Yeah, Cody Malk. I apologize. Carlton Davis dealing with a toe injury. Cody Malk dealing with a back injury. Vita Vea dealing with a pectoral injury, and then Devin White dealing with a groin injury. Those guys were all listed as questionable. It does appear that for the most part they're going to be, again, there's a number. Carlton Davis being out, certainly, again, probably the biggest blow to their defensive unit. So we are just about 2 minutes away from kickoff here, folks. I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us here. Again, you could be spending this game anywhere. You could be watching this game on TV with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I know there are certainly better options for Eagles fans out there. You could be listening to this game with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. You could be tuning in pretty much anywhere. You can find any number of other streams, but you're choosing to hang out here, and I appreciate you for doing so. The iconic Monday Night Football theme song playing as the Eagles are getting ready to get this underway. It is 90 degrees down in Tampa and cloudy. 60% humidity, winds 4 miles an hour coming from the south-southwest. And it's looking like, based off of the information that I am seeing, that the Buccaneers will be the first team to get the football. Based off of what I'm looking at here, the ball indicator is on the Eagles side, so we'll see what's going on. You can see Buccaneers players getting their helmets on. Yep, they have number 83 back to receive the kickoff. That is Devin Tompkins. And Jake Elliott is getting the ball set up on the tee, getting ready to kick this ball away. From Raymond James Stadium, here comes the opening kickoff for Monday Night Football, the penultimate game of Week 3. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the kick is away, and it is out of the end zone for a touchback. And that will bring on Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers offense. They will start from their own 25-yard line. Baker Mayfield in his 6th season with his 4th team. And he's going to line up under center with the back behind him. He takes a snap, and he hands it off and is going to get dropped about 2 yards. It's going to pick up 2 yards, and that is Rashad White. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was Zach Cunningham and Reed Blankenship on the stop there for the Eagles. So Tampa Bay picks up from their own 27, 2nd and 8. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left, takes a snap, hands it off to White, who's going to get past the 30 and get dropped back there. So that's going to be about a gain of 5-ish. Yeah, they're going to rule it a gain of 5. He's down to 32. That is 3rd and 3 for the Buccaneers. And here crucial 3rd down to start this game here. Mayfield lines up in the gun. White lines up to his right. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap. He's back, he's looking, he fires. That's going to be caught and out of bounds past the 1st down marker at about the 39-yard line. That is Chris Godwin there on the reception. And that will bring up a Buccaneers 1st down. And I would have loved to see the Buccaneers start with a quick 3-and-out here. But it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Mayfield lines up under center, back behind him, sends a man in motion. Takes a snap, he's back. He's looking, he's going to throw, he's firing, and it is going to be overthrowing Tompkins there. Devin Tompkins was overthrown. He was not all that well covered. Who was that on the coverage there? That was Josh Jobe on the coverage. But he fortunately for the Eagles, threw the ball a little out of reach there. So 2nd and 10, Mayfield lines up under center, back behind him. He takes a snap. He's back. He's going to do a quick pitch back to White, who's going to get dropped at the 40-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about a yard. They might give him 2 on that. It's going to be 3rd and 8. We are inside of 13 minutes left to play in the 1st quarter. Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the opening drive. Mayfield lines up in the gun. White lines up to his right. He's back. He takes the snap. He is looking. He's going to fire, and it's going to be wide open, and it should have been caught. And then it was almost intercepted by Darius Slay, but it is, in fact, incomplete. That will bring up 4th down, and that brings on the punting unit for the Buccaneers. That is Jake Camarda. Jake Camarda. I apologize for the mispronunciation there. Jake Camarda on to punt it. It was in the hands of Evans, and it just he could not hold on to it, and then it bounced off of his helmet, and then Slay almost had it, but then he could not. Britton Covey back to return the kick here. And the kick is away. And that is going to be fielded, and Covey's going to get past the 20 to the 25, and that's where he's going to get stopped. So that will bring up Eagles ball. And on comes Jalen Hurts. So we've got a timeout on the field right now. Britton Covey has maxed out his elevation, so he's probably going to remain on the practice squad if he's going to probably remain on the active roster. I apologize. Yeah, they did officially list him on the active roster. Covey retained his spot. The Eagles also elevated today Devin Allen for the first time this season. He was elevated from the practice squad. The other Eagles elevation is Braden Mann, who is the new punter. He was brought in to replace Aaron Sipas. We will see his debut in an Eagles uniform today, and it's going to be exciting. For those players who are playing in their first NFL regular season game, there are special patches that they're wearing on their uniforms. They are special premier patches. It's designed to provide a little bit of a commemoration for their performance for their first game in the NFL. They did not list how many years of experience, if any, Braden Mann has. We have 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. This is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles' first drive of the game. 1st and 10 is going to start from the Eagles' 25-yard line. The first of the Philadelphia Eagles losses last season was on Monday Night Football, so hopefully we're strapping in here. Appreciate you hanging out. You could be hanging out anywhere, watching anywhere, but instead you're hanging out here, and I appreciate you taking the time. Hurts lines up in the gun. Back behind him. Hurts going to take the snap and hand it off to DeAndre Swift, who's going to cut up to past the 30, almost to the first down marker, gets stopped around the 33-yard line. So that will bring up a 2nd and 2 from the 33. And that was Devin White and Ryan Neal on the stop for Tampa Bay. Hurts is going to line up in the gun. Swift lines up to his left. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to pass. He throws. It's caught by A.J. Brown at the 40, 45-50, 45-40, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds around the 39-yard line there. That is a 28-yard pickup, and that brings up an Eagles first down. That was McCollum on the stop there. McCollum on the coverage. So 1st and 10 from the Tampa Bay 39-yard line. Hurts takes the snap. Swift lined up to his right. Hurts is back to throw. He fires. It is caught again by A.J. Brown inside of the 25 to about the 23-yard line. And that brings up another Philadelphia Eagles first down because they only needed to get to the 29. So 1st and 10 from the 23 of Tampa Bay. Hurts lines up in the gun, takes the snap, does a quick throw off to Devontae Smith, who's going to get pushed out of bounds around the 22-yard line. That's a short pickup, gain of 1. And that brings up 2nd and 9 for the Philadelphia Eagles. That was Jameel Dean on the stop there. And we are inside of 10 minutes left to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Hurts lines up in the gun. Swift to his right. He takes a snap. He's back. There's pressure immediately, but he throws to Swift, who catches that, gets inside of the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and that's where he's going to get tripped up, and that is going to bring up 3rd and about 2 there. they're officially ruling it 3rd and 1 and that he's down at the 14. So, but the scoreboard graphic has it at 3rd and 2. But my stats board over here has 3rd and 1. Hurts takes the snap and he rolls out to his right after faking the handoff, throws, and it's going to be broken up. The target was Olamide Zaccheaus there on the target. It was in the end zone and unfortunately was not able to bring that in. So that does bring up 4th and 2 for the Eagles, and that is going most likely to bring on the field goal unit. McCollum was on the stop and right in his face there. Oh, they're going to leave Hurts out there. Hurts lines up in the gun, sends Goddard in motion. Back behind him, takes the snap, hands it off, and doesn't get enough. That handoff was to Kenny Gainwell, and that is going to be a turnover on downs. And that, I don't know, if I'm taking the, I don't know. I'm taking the points there. This is early. You want the points. You don't necessarily. I know there's a lot of time left, but you don't need to hand it off to Gainwell there. You can take the points and move on. Especially not with that kind of a setup there. Timeout on the field. 9:09 left to play. It is going to be 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay when we come back from Tampa Bay's 15-yard line. Officially, they're going to rule him as lost a yard. Yeah, I don't like that throw. I don't like that decision. You pull Swift. Pulling Swift for Gainwell there and then handing it off. And I mean, in theory, it works there, but I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of that. I would have preferred to see the points. So, but 9:09 left, and sometimes that's what it takes. I mean, if it had gone a different way, I would have had a different opinion probably about whether or not you go for it. But I don't know. I'm more in line with the idea that, especially early in the game, you want to get as many points as you can, and the Eagles had an easy opportunity to come away with a field goal, even if they weren't going to get a touchdown there on that front. That was a 7-play, 60-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And again, the big downer was Jalen Hurts' throw. The play that maybe you want to have back is the throw to Olamide Zaccheaus. Because that, I mean, McCollum was in his face. It was clean. There wasn't any significant contact or anything, but McCollum was in his face and really just kind of trying to do what he could to defend that. But Zaccheaus wasn't really open, and I think he probably had some other options. I haven't seen a replay of that play yet, but especially with like a wider out view to see who was open. But that was one of those. That's the wrong choice. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay from their own 15-yard line. Mayfield lines up in the gun, empty backfield, sends a man in motion, takes the snap, he's back, and there's pressure, hit on the quarterback, but that is going to be thrown and caught, and that is number 88. That is Cade Otton. Cade Otton, who gets the catch there. That was a pickup of 16 yards that gets him out to Tampa Bay's 31-yard line and a 1st down. It was good coverage there by Blankenship. It was just a really good throw by Mayfield. Mayfield takes a snap, quick throw over down to about the 35, 36 is where he's going to get dropped. That is Mike Evans on the reception. Yeah, they're showing the replay now of the Kenny Gainwell, and he was tripped up immediately. He didn't really have a shot. 2nd and 5 for the Buccaneers from their own 36-yard line. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left, takes a snap, hands it off to White, who's going to get dropped in the backfield. And a few folks were on him there, but Nicholas Morrow finally stops forward progress and pushes him back. Again, I appreciate you hanging out with us. You could be hanging out anywhere, but you are choosing to hang out here. And again, there are 2 Monday Night Football games on tonight, so you could be hanging out in all kinds of places. But you're hanging out here, and I appreciate you. Mayfield lines up in the gun, back to his left, sends Ott in motion, takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He is going to try to evade pressure. And he's going to roll out to his right, and ultimately he's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be that's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th and 5 from Tampa Bay's 36-yard line, and that's going to most likely see the punting unit come onto the field. And we'll see if the Philadelphia Eagles are able to capitalize on yet another stop here. Yet another 3rd down stop. That is Jake Camarda coming on to kick the ball away here. And the kick is away. That's Britton Covey back to return it. He's going to field it at the 5. Gets up to the 10, the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, and is where he's going to get pushed out of bounds. He's going to get pushed out at the 44. That is a 52-yard return by Britton Covey, and that puts the Philadelphia Eagles into Tampa Bay territory to start their 2nd drive with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter. Was that Britton Covey's longest punt return? Wonder what his longest punt return was. I'll have to look that up. That's what you want to see from your punt returner there. And Nick Sirianni's excited. You need a forklift to pick his jaw up off the ground for that one. Well-deserved Gatorade hit there. Well-deserved water hit there by Covey. So Hurts is going to line up in the gun. Ball is at the Tampa Bay 44, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off. That's Swift, who's going to get to the 35 and get the 1st down and get down to about the 30. He's going to get tripped up there. So they're going to roll him down 1st and 10 at the Tampa Bay 30-yard line. And that is another Eagles 1st down. Boy, oh boy, once again, the Eagles benefiting from some really, really great early plays here, and especially with this 2nd drive here, Eagles benefiting from some great field position. DeAndre Swift has gotten 22 rushing yards so far tonight on 2 runs. He's been pretty good. Hurts takes it and then hands it off to Swift again, and Swift is going to get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to rule him as picking up 1 there, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the Tampa Bay 29-yard line. And here we go. DeAndre Swift attending St. Joe's Prep for high school. He mentioned after his game last week that he hadn't had he doesn't remember a game that he's played except maybe when he was facing off against LaSalle. Hurts takes the snap and throws quick to Goddard, who's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage, pick up a couple there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. He's going to get pushed out of bounds at the Tampa Bay 26-yard line. Appreciate you guys hanging out here with us tonight. This is the Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You could be watching this game anywhere, but instead you're watching it here, and I appreciate you doing so. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel out. Yeah, last week DeAndre Swift ran 28 times for 175 yards and a touchdown. Those are numbers he said he doesn't remember putting up unless he was playing LaSalle. Hurts hands it off to Swift again, and that gets up to the 15-yard line. That's again another Eagles first down. And here we go. We are less than 4.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. The Eagles are at the Tampa Bay 13-yard line. This is about where their drive stalled out last time. But it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles this time. Tampa Bay has an injury on the field. That is going to be Jameel Dean, who's down with the injury. They were able to get him off, it looks like, there. So they're taking a short break there, getting some water out. Well, Jameel Dean is still down, actually. So they're taking a little bit of an injury timeout. That was McCollum that was on the stop there for Swift. It's Zion McCollum there. Once again, the Eagles looking to be the only team in the NFC East that won this week. The Eagles, of course, playing tonight, but the other teams, the Washington Commanders lost their game. They lost to Buffalo. That was a blowout game, 37-3. The New York Giants lost to the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday. That was another little bit of a walloping there. And then to every Eagles fan's delight, Jonathan Gannon doing us a little bit of a favor by dealing Dallas their first loss of the season. The Arizona Cardinals defeating the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 28-16. That's a something that every Eagles fan really, really loves to hear. Really, really love it when Dallas has to take a little bit of a time out there and take a little bit of a chill pill. So, again, appreciate you hanging out. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel out. If you haven't checked out our latest episode of the Bird's Nest podcast, sat down with the producers of the Kelsey documentary, Don Argot and Sheena Joyce. We had a pretty good chat. It was a great time talking about a really, really wonderful movie about a guy who has been so iconic to the city of Philadelphia. Really enjoyed talking with them, and hope that you enjoy listening to our conversation, and hope that you enjoy the movie too. If you haven't checked that out, that's a great movie. You can catch it on Amazon Prime Video. Once the Bengals-Chargers kicks off, we'll bring you some updates on that when that happens, but that's still a solid 35 minutes away. Eagles' drive has been 4 plays for 31 yards. It's been 2.5 minutes. Hurts lines up in the gun. We're back from commercial. Swift lines up to his right. Hurts back looking, fires. It is incomplete. He was looking for Stoll there. He was looking for Jack Stoll. Unfortunately, Stoll was not able to bring that one in. It was pretty well covered. So that is going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Tampa Bay 13. He was open, but it was out of his hands there. That was 45 on the stop for the Buccaneers. That was Devin White. Hurts takes the snap, throws quick to Goddard, and that's good, but there is a flag on the play here, folks. We have our first penalty of the game. And then, so we're going to check in on what this flag is. Adrian Hill is the referee today. And they're going to rule ineligible man downfield on Landon Dickerson. That is a favorite penalty of the Philadelphia Eagles over the course of the last season, and it continues to haunt them this season. But they ruled Landon Dickerson too far down the field, and that was a good call there. So that brings up 2nd and 15. Hurts lines up in the gun. Swift to his right. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires. He's going to overthrow Dallas Goedert. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 15. It was a little bit high into Goddard's left as he was looking back at Hurts. So 3rd and 15, and it's at the Tampa Bay 18. And again, this was where the last drive kind of stalled out. So the Eagles looking to pick up a first down here. Goddard kind of cuts in, and Hurts kind of misses him. Yeah, Hurts throws it over Goddard's left shoulder. It was a poorly placed ball there. Empty backfield for Hurts, who's going to line up in the gun. Hurts takes the snap. It's 3rd and 15. He's back. He's looking. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to throw, and he's just going to throw it away, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So now do we see Jake Elliott come on to kick a field goal? Probably. Jake Elliott, who last week had matched his career longest 61 yards. This one is a much shorter 36. We'll see if he makes it. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. And so that is going to make the score 3-0. Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles draw first blood. We got 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in this first quarter here. We are hanging out. Appreciate you taking the time to join us. Saw some photos. Apparently Donna Kelsey's in the house down at Raymond James Stadium. That's good because I have Jake Elliott in one of my fantasy leagues. So really, really love seeing Jake Elliott do well for a variety of reasons. But again, Elliott has been, especially ever since his career career debut, his rookie season, hasn't been quite as automatic when it comes to extra points, especially early on. He's definitely gotten significantly better in that domain. But extra points are supposed to be gimmies, and then you also have those short yardage, those 30-ish yard field goals, that you're supposed to make as a kicker. Elliott historically has not been quite as automatic with them, but he's been pretty good. And the Eagles are, again, very, very fortunate to have him, especially when he is able to do the really, really long ones. Nick Sirianni said in the video that the Eagles put out early on in the season that the Eagles were very, very fortunate to have Jake Elliott available to be trusted. Jake Elliott won Special Teams Player of the Week after Week 1, and that was before he matched his career-long 61-yard field goal. So we're just hanging out, and I appreciate you taking the time to join us here. You could be watching this game anywhere, but instead you're watching it here, and I appreciate you. Any opportunity you have to support Birds Nest Media, you can do so by liking and subscribing to Birds Nest Media right here on YouTube. Appreciate you. The kick is away, and it's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will get the ball back to start on their own 25-yard line. And we've got 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Putting up the coaching history for Baker Mayfield. He's played for 6 coaches, 2 of them interim, but he's played for 6 coaches, and he's played for 8 coaches, 2 of them interim, so he's played for 6 permanent ones. Mayfield lines up under center, takes a snap, hands it off, and is going to get dropped in the backfield. That is Sean Tucker on that run, and he actually lost a yard. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Buccaneers from their own 24-yard line. That was Reed Blankenship on the read there, and was able to drop Tucker in the backfield. So Reed Blankenship back from injury. Mayfield in the gun, takes a snap. He's back, he's looking, he is going to get sacked. He gets sacked, and that is Tuipulotu on the stop there. That is Marlon Tuipulotu. He's going to get credited with the stop, and I believe I thought I saw Jalen Carter on that as well with the assist. Checking the replay. Yeah, Marlon Tuipulotu and Jalen Carter getting in on the action there. So that's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 13 after the sack to Baker Mayfield. And he's going to take the snap from the gun. 2 running backs. He's back. He's looking. He fires. He's just going to throw it away. Underthrew Devin Tompkins there. So that is going to bring up 4th down. And the Eagles will get the ball back here for the 3rd time in this first quarter. And we have 1 minute and 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Britton Covey back to return the punt again. Jake Camarda takes the snap and kicks it away. Covey going to let that one bounce and then fields it at the 5. And he's going to turn around, get up to the 10, 15, down around the 20. Maybe at the 19-yard line is where they're going to rule him down. So that will bring up an Eagles 1st down. Not as good of a return this time for the Philadelphia Eagles. Certainly last time with the 50-plus yard punt return by Jake Elliott. 50-plus yard punt return by Britton Covey. I apologize. Yeah, but that was a pretty quick 3 and out there for the Buccaneers, who have not been able to do anything in this first quarter. They've had a couple of drives, couple of good looks, but their plays have stalled out. Their drives have stalled out 4 plays later. Hurts lines up in the gun. Swift behind him, takes a snap. He hands it off to Swift, who's going to get to the outside and get a couple yards there. And we do have a flag on the play. And that's going to be defensive holding. Who are they calling that on? They're calling that on Gaines. Tampa Bay 96, that is Greg Gaines. And so that is going to bring up an Eagles 1st down. Keep that ball moving. Yeah, Gaines is Gaines is holding. Hurts lines up in the gun. Swift to his right. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Swift. Throws, caught by Devontae Smith, who is going to get out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. That is a 15-yard pickup and another Eagles 1st down. 1 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 I would not be surprised if that's going to bring us to the end of this first quarter here. No, we've got one more play left. Hurts is going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to run, and he's going to slide down around the 40. They're going to rule him down at the 46. So that will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter. It will be 2nd and 5. They don't have to run a play. They're going to get set up to run a play, but they don't have to run a play. They can try to make him jump. He's going to send Brown in motion. Hurts is going to take. He's in the gun. Swift to his right. Now he's going to. Yeah, they're not running a play. It's going to bring up the end of the first quarter here. So with 15 minutes of this game in the books, it is the Philadelphia Eagles 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 0. And we get set for quarter number 2 at Raymond James Stadium. Appreciate you hanging out. Thanks so much for joining. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel out. It is 3-0 here. The washer is going in the other room over here, so if you hear any background noise, that's what's going on. But yeah, we are hanging out here. Appreciate you again taking the time. So again, there are many places that you could be watching today's game from. You could be watching it here with me. You could be watching it on ABC. You could be listening to it with Meryl and Mike in the background. You could be listening to it in any number of places with your own radio broadcasters, the Westwood One radio broadcasters. You could be watching it with another creator here on YouTube, but instead you're watching it with me. And I, again, really appreciate you taking the time to do this, to hang out here. A couple of first quarter stats. DeAndre Swift, again, getting the bulk of the run game going. He's run 5 times for 38 yards. His longest run was a 14-yard run that occurred earlier in the first quarter. Jalen Hurts getting on the run board. He's run, it was that one 5-yard run that he just completed right before the first quarter ended. Kenny Gainwell ran 1 time, but he lost a yard. Hurts in the first quarter has been 6 for 10 for 71 yards. He's got a passer rating so far in this game of 81.7. Top targets are A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Brown catching the ball twice for 44 yards. Smith catching the ball twice for 16 yards. DeAndre Swift getting in a little bit there on the receiving game. 1 catch for 8 yards. Dallas Goedert has a catch for 3 yards there. On the Buccaneers side, Rachaad White has 4 runs for 7 yards. That's an average of 1.8. His longest run was a 5-yard run. But again, the Buccaneers haven't really been able to get much of anything going in the first quarter here. Baker Mayfield got a 2-yard run, and then Tucker lost a yard on his 1 rushing attempt. We are back from the timeout. It is the Philadelphia Eagles ball on their own 46-yard line. They're going to take the snap and throw, and it's incomplete. It was at the feet of Goddard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The big stat is the sack that occurred at the end of the last Buccaneers drive. That was Marlon Tuipulotu there. Jalen Carter with the assist. 3rd and 5. Hurts in the gun. Swift lines up to his left. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's going to roll out to his left, and he's just going to throw it away, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So a whole lot of nothing there for the Eagles on that drive, and we are going to see the punting debut of Braden Mann. And we're going to do a little bit of a spot check of him here when it comes to the punt game. See what he's got to deliver for us. .23 unofficial hang time there on that. But that does bring up a Tampa Bay first down, and that punt went to the Tampa Bay. It was fair caught at the Tampa Bay 16-yard line. So, I mean, decent ball placement at least. Could have maybe picked up a couple extra yards, but it was a 5-play, 27-yard drive that took 1 minute and 45 seconds for the Eagles. Before it stalled out and the Eagles were forced to punt. Baker Mayfield comes on to play in the second quarter for their first drive of the quarter. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left. Man in motion, takes the snap. He's back, he's looking. He fires, he has Rachaad White, and that's complete, and that's going to be a first down, and he's going to get forced out around the 30-yard line. And that is, he's going to be officially ruled out of bounds at the 32-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup. Does bring up first down for Tampa Bay. Their longest drive was that first drive. It was a 6-play, 16-yard drive. Or longest, most sustained drive, let me call it that. Second drive was longer. It was 4 plays for 21 yards, but had nothing. Mayfield takes a snap, and he's going to hand it off and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and a whole lot of nothing there. That is Rachaad White again, gets back up to the line of scrimmage, no gain. Jordan Davis is on the stop. And that will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mayfield lines up in the gun, back to his left, takes a snap, hands it off to White, who's going to get up to about the 39-yard line, and that is going to bring up a 3rd down and short, 3rd down and 3 from the Tampa Bay 39. It's a critical 3rd down here. You do not want them to pick up a ton more yards. Mayfield lines up in the gun, empty backfield. Most of the receivers to the far side. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires. It's caught by Evans, and that is going to be a first down. It's out beyond the 45-yard line. They're going to roll him down at the 47. That is a pickup of 8 yards, and that is a first down. That is Josh Jobe on the stop. And Reed Blankenship there kind of with the assist, but it's a quick throw. Evans was open. Mayfield in the gun. White to his left, takes a snap. He's back, he's looking. He fires, complete to White, who's going to get up past the 50 into Eagles territory and gets dropped down around the 47-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. And that will bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Eagles. And we are at the 12-minute mark in the half. 2nd and 4. That was a 6-yard pickup. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left. Or back to his right, takes the snap. He's back, he fires. It is caught by Tompkins, who's going to get to the line of scrimmage and not much farther. Maybe picks up a yard there. That was James Bradbury, also back in on the stop there. So that brings up 3rd and 3. This is the first time that Tampa Bay has entered Eagles territory this game. 3rd and 3, approaching the 11-minute mark in this half. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left, takes a snap, throws, caught, first down around the 30, deep into Eagles territory. That's Godwin on the stop there. Or that's Godwin on the catch. And yeah, they're showing replays here, and Godwin just kind of gets the better of Bradbury, who was on the coverage. So that's going to be 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 28-yard line. Mayfield under center, takes a snap, throws. It's incomplete, off the hands of number 88. That was Cade Otton. So it was literally on the hands of Otton, and he could not catch it. So that does bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the Eagles' 28-yard line. The Eagles need to get some kind of a stop, need to force this drive to stall out here. It'd be great if they got a turnover, but even holding them to a field goal at this point would be okay. Mayfield in the gun, back to his right, takes a snap. He's going to hand it off. Is going to get to the line of scrimmage and not much farther. He might pick up 1, maybe 2 yards there. That's Tucker. They are going to rule him picking up 2. So it is for 3rd and 8 from the Eagles' 26-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Mayfield in the gun, back to his left. Mayfield sends a man in motion, takes the snap. He's back, he's looking, he throws. It is incomplete. He was looking for Otton again, and he overthrows him. There is a flag on this play. We'll see what the flag is. Otton was looking for a flag afterwards. Josh Jobe was on the coverage. What are they ruling? Defensive pass interference. So that you can't be. Yeah, Jobe, sit down. Just take a seat. We'll show the replay here. Yeah, you can't do that. Jobe literally wraps his hands around him as if he's tackling him. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So that gives them a free 1st down, because otherwise they had to stop. 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 16-yard line. Mayfield takes a snap, hands it off to White, who's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe up to the 15. They'll give him the 15. It's 2nd and 9. You can't do that. The Eagles had them stopped. The Eagles had them. The Eagles had held them to a field goal right there, and then Josh Jobe goes and wraps his hands around Otton and before the ball's even thrown. So yeah. Mayfield in the gun, fakes the handoff to White, throws. He had 14, but 14 was out of bounds. Could not bring it inbounds. That was Chris Godwin again, so that does bring up 3rd and 9 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Appreciate you guys hanging out. You could be watching this game anywhere, but instead you're watching it here, and I appreciate you. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Birds Nest Media. Terrell Edmonds was on the stop there. Godwin literally went right underneath the cameraman. It was kind of funny there. 3rd and 9. Mayfield in the gun, takes a snap. He's back. There's pressure. He throws. It is incomplete. That time it's clean. Broken up by number 21 of the Eagles. That is Sidney Brown, one of the safeties. And so that will bring up 4th and 9. And now the Buccaneers field goal unit's going to come on. That was kind of in the hands of Mike Evans there, but unfortunately he was, fortunately for the Eagles, he was not able to bring it in. So that brings up Buccaneers kicking unit, and it's a 33-yard attempt, and it's good. So we have 8 minutes and 33 seconds left to play in the half, and the score is all tied up 3-3. And honestly, the Eagles are lucky that it's just tied. A bit of a mistake-ridden first half there, mistake-ridden drive that allowed the Buccaneers to go 13 plays for 69 yards and take a solid 6 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock. But fortunately, they were able to hold it to a Chase McLaughlin field goal. So that's what you have there. So now how do the Eagles answer that? Rashad White has been the guy who was the biggest contributor on that. Coming back from the quarter or from the TV timeout here, it is 3-3. Jake Camarda getting ready to kick it away. And you've got Devin Allen back to return. Devin Allen elevated from the practice squad before the game today to replace Boston Scott, who is out with injury. So this is his premiere. And he's going to field that inside the end zone, and he's going to take off at the 10, 15, and he's going to get stopped at the 15. And honestly, I mean, during the preseason, he had a really, really, really solid return. He had a really, really good return during the preseason, but this one left a lot to be desired, and honestly should have wound up being a just a touchback. But that is going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Eagles. They rolled him down at the 16, actually. So 1st and 10 from the 16. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to fire. That's Kenny Gainwell on the reception. And that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. Gets up to the 21-yard line. And that is a Eagles 2nd down and 5. Rolled him down at the 21-yard line. Officially, the scoreboard's going to say 2nd and 4, but my stat board here, which is coming straight from the NFL, says 2nd and 5. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Now moves to his right. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Hurts is going to roll out to his right and throws, and it's going to be at the feet of A.J. Brown. Incomplete. That was Dean on the stop. Or Dean on the coverage there. That will bring up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles from their own 21-yard line. Jalen Hurts has not converted a 3rd down this game. Hurts in the gun. Pressure coming. Hurts takes a snap, throws complete to Dallas Goedert, who is able to hang on to the football after his arm was knocked off. But he was able to hang on to the football there. That does bring up an Eagles 1st down after that 13-yard reception. Neal was on the stop there for Tampa Bay. That is 1st and 10 from the Philadelphia Eagles 34-yard line. Hurts is going to line up in the gun. Gainwell behind him. Hurts takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Gainwell, who's going to break through and get to the 40 and down to about the 42-yard line is where he's going to get stopped. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Eagles from their own 42-yard line. That was White on the stop there for Tampa Bay. Second and 2. We are inside of 6.5 minutes left to play in the half. Appreciate you hanging out. Hurts lines up in the gun. Gainwell to his right. Takes a snap. Hurts is back. He's looking. There's pressure. He's able to evade the pressure. He throws, and it is going to be caught by Olamide Zaccheaus, who's going to get down to the 35-yard line, and that is going to be an Eagles 1st down. That is a 24-yard reception for Olamide Zaccheaus, who was on the far sideline, and he caught that and then took off. After Hurts was able to evade some pressure, and Hurts got actually double-teamed there on the pressure and was able to just get it away. But they are in Tampa Bay territory, and that is going to bring up an Eagles 1st down at the 34-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. Gainwell to his left. He takes a snap, hands it off to Gainwell, who's going to get dropped basically at the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard. Yeah, they're going to rule him picking up a yard. He gets to the 33-yard line of Tampa Bay. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Appreciate y'all hanging out. You can be watching this game anywhere, but I appreciate you hanging out here. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps out the channel. We are approaching 5 minutes left to play in the 1st half. 2nd and 9. Hurts in the gun, empty backfield. Hurts is going to take the snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires. It's going to be complete to A.J. Brown, who's going to get inside of the 30 down to the 29-yard line for Tampa Bay. And that brings up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles with 4.5-ish minutes left to play in the 1st half. They're doing the split screen here if you're watching on ABC because the Bengals-Chargers game has kicked off, so they're showing a little bit of that action going on right now. Hurts is going to line up in the gun, back to his left. And now there is, what's going on here? There's a flag down. They're going to call a false start on Dallas Goedert. So That's going to march them back 5 yards. It makes it 3rd and 10. And I don't know what the false start was because nobody was really set. But we're inside of 4 minutes left to play in the half. 3rd and 10. So that negates the yardage pickup there by A.J. Brown. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's got all day back there, and he just throws. And that is going to be caught, and in for the touchdown is Olamide Zaccheaus. And that is the first touchdown of the day. Olamide Zaccheaus there on a cross route, and the Philadelphia Eagles take the lead again. It is now 9-3 in favor of the good guys. Whoops, I did the wrong button there. I apologize. Let me correct that real quick. I had the wrong score button selected. Happens every now and again. That has been corrected now. And just in time, because the Jake Elliott field goal is up and good. And with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to play in the first half, in the second quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles go up by a score of 10-3. We've had a pretty good game actually so far. A couple of blows exchanged. I mean, if you like football, this has been a pretty good defensive battle. The Eagles should have more, but the Eagles unfortunately were not able to come away with an early fourth down conversion deep in Buccaneers territory. Yeah. So the Eagles should be up by a little bit, by at least 3 more, but unfortunately they were not able to. But yeah, if you're watching, comment in the chat below. What do you think about this game so far? And also, what do you think about the games over the course of these past couple of days? Miami dropping they're dubbing it a 70 steamer on the Denver Broncos. In a pretty crazy game there. Crazy if you like high scores. None of the teams in the NFC East won this weekend. None of the Eagles' rivals in the NFC East won this weekend. We had Washington lose their game to Buffalo. They were stomped on 37-3. New York, as we know, lost on Thursday. They lost 30-12 to the San Francisco 49ers. And the Dallas Cowboys, to every Eagles fan's delight, lost to the Arizona Cardinals. So Jonathan Gannon doing us a favor after admitting to tampering allegations. He was able to pull away with the victory there and able to deal Dallas their first loss of the season. The Eagles and the Buccaneers are both 2-0 today. Both teams are hoping to rise to 3-0. Of course, only one can do that. They're showing this replay here, and you see Olamide Zaccheaus is just going to take off. And Hurts has all day back there. But Zaccheaus runs a pretty good cross route, and then just as pressure is finally closing in on Hurts, Zaccheaus is able to get open, and Hurts is able to just get the ball over top of the defender. That was 35 there for the Vikings. That's Jameel Dean. So that is going to get kicked off by Elliott, and it's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. That is Olamide Zaccheaus' first touchdown as a Philadelphia Eagle. So Buccaneers will start from their own 25-yard line. Mayfield in the gun takes the snap, hands it off to White, who's going to initially get stopped, and then he's going to bounce out to the right and pick up about 2. So that brings up 2nd and 8. That Eagles drive was 8 plays for 89 yards. Had 3 first downs, and it took 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Or it took quite a bit of time, actually. I didn't get the exact stat. Mayfield lines up in the gun, back to his right. He takes a snap, he throws. It's caught. It's out of bounds right at the first down marker. There is a flag down. We'll see what this flag is. But that is Chris Godwin on the stop or on the reception, pending the result of this penalty. And the Buccaneers are going to get got for an eligible man downfield. They called Hainsey. That is Robert Hainsey on the ineligible man downfield. That is their center. It's starting to rain in Tampa Bay. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Buccaneers after the penalty. Mayfield lines up in the gun, takes a snap, he's back, he's looking, he fires, and it is intercepted. Intercepted. That's Reed Blankenship. He intercepts it at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37-yard line, and Baker Mayfield throws his first interception of the game. And Tampa Bay, who has gone their first 2 games without turning the ball over for the first time since 1994, gets picked off by Reed Blankenship. That pass was intended for Chris Godwin, and Reed Blankenship just has a great read on the pass and is able to cut right in front of him and pick off the football there. And so that is going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Tampa Bay 37-yard line. This is the best field position the Eagles have started with all game. Hurts lines up in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Gainwell, who gets inside of the 35 down to about the 31-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 6. It's 2nd and 4 for the Philadelphia Eagles from the Tampa Bay 31-yard line. And we are approaching, and we will hit the 2-minute warning in this first half. So the Philadelphia Eagles, at the 2-minute warning, have a score of 10-3, and the Eagles are driving after a huge, huge interception by Reed Blankenship, who's able to celebrate with Nick Sirianni after the play on the sideline, riding high. We are at the 2-minute warning. Both teams do have all 3 timeouts, by the way. So, again, I appreciate you hanging out. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel out. Do a quick check-in of the Chargers-Bengals game while we're on the break. There is no score in that game. There's about inside of 11 minutes left to play in the first quarter in that game. That game just started. The Chargers have the ball. It's 2nd and 4 from the Bengals' 36-yard line. So the Chargers are driving. I'm sorry, the Rams are driving. My bad. But yeah, the Rams are going in that game. It looks like Stafford just threw a pass to Puka Nacua down to the Cincy 24-yard line. That's a 12-yard pickup for them. But still no score in that game. Looks like the Bengals missed a field goal. So the Bengals, it looks like McPherson, their kicker, tried for a 56-yarder, and it was wide left. So you hate to see that if you're a Bengals fan. But they're at about 9.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. They're just getting started. We're still here. We're hanging out, watching this Philadelphia Eagles game. Watching the Eagles as they are taking an opportunity to hopefully approaching the 2 minute warning, or at the 2 minute warning, coming out of the 2 minute warning now actually. Hurts lines up in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Hurts is going to take it and keep it himself. He's going to roll out to the left and then get stopped down around the 28-yard line. Somebody was riding on his tail the entire way. It looked like Hall was riding on his tail there. Yeah, Hall was just kind of like pulling him down, trying to give him like a good old like pantsing there. Like if you're in middle school, he was holding his shirt actually. They're going to do the QB sneak, and the Eagles are signaling they have it. No signal yet from the officials. The Buccaneers are saying fourth down. It's saying the officials are ruling first down. That was a long distance there, a little bit for the QB sneak, but they do rule that Hurts gets it, so it is 1st and 10. The booth is taking that upstairs, so we do have a booth review.